Professor Thurlow. I'm not a Mrs., so students generally just call me Professor T. I'd like to give you just a very short orientation to how lab will work in this Earth Science course, in this online course. I've been teaching here for 28 years. I absolutely love teaching. I hope that you'll really enjoy the course as well as learn a lot from it. So materials. Let me show you a couple of things to make sure you have. Be sure you've got two things. You need the lab wear kit. I know it's very expensive, but it's lab, so you've got to have lab equipment. Go through the inventory list that they pack with the lab. Make sure you've got all the beakers, all the blocks of wood, etc. Let the bookstore know if you don't. Make sure you also have a rock ID kit. I need to get the one you have. Yours is significantly smaller. But you'll need both of these things for any number of labs. You won't be able to do lab without them starting the second week. So make sure you get the materials. Time commitment. In the face-to-face sections, the students are spending 2 hours a week in lab, and then they're studying for quizzes in addition. Don't take this course if you're thinking that it will be a shortcut in terms of time. I can guarantee you it won't. It takes 2 hours face-to-face, and then you've got a lab instructor, and you've got lab partners. I would plan on the lab taking you 3 to 4 hours and be pleasantly surprised if it doesn't. Don't wait to start the labs until the weekend. You'll see that, like all of you, I protect some personal and some family time. I won't be answering emails in general between about Friday and noon and Monday morning. Pretend you have lab on Monday. Try to discipline yourself to start the lab on Monday. That way, if you have questions, you can send me emails. I'll try to answer for you very promptly and try to give you help. Structure. So I know hopefully you are sitting in front of your computers and you can see the structure of this course. Look at lab syllabi first. The lab syllabus. Make sure you read through so that you understand the policies. And the way lab will work is this. Let me scroll down to your first week. You're always going to see two documents for the lab. The first one is going to be composed of your instructions. This is basically what you would have in hard copy if you were doing the lab itself. You can choose to either have that open when you're working, or I actually think my preference would be to print it out in advance, do as much work as I could in advance on the hard copy. Then you'll actually submit your answers in what's called the lab exercise for every week. So when you open this up, this is a link to JetNet where you're actually going to submit and type in your answers. I gave you unlimited time, but 5 attempts. So you can go into this 5 different times. I will, of course, be grading your latest attempts. So make sure you're very familiar with the structure right in the beginning so you can email me with any problems or questions. What else here? Grading. Each lab is worth between 5 and 15 points. Make sure you start them on time. Make sure you get them done on time. Read very, very carefully. Take your time. You don't have me there for lots of troubleshooting, so careful reading comprehension is going to be extremely careful. And then there are 2 lab practicals. You're going to see them on the schedule. One's at midterm. One is a cumulative lab practical. They're basically big lab quizzes that'll ask you to apply material that you've learned in a variety of labs. They're worth a lot of points. Make sure you calendar those. Make sure you don't have technology issues those weeks. I do have a makeup option for emergencies, but it is to earn 80% of the possible points, and they're worth a lot of points. So be sure you get the lab practicals done and done on time. Much more information as we go along. I'm going to try as much as possible to add some short little film clips like this, to add podcasts to help you navigate through the lab. You are welcome in my office hours if that's a possibility for you. It's not a bad idea to let me know you're coming. Typically, I do have students in my office hours when I have office hours. So good luck. Start off on a good foot and get that first lab done on time. Welcome.